simple. Now, we've seen there's some pretty elaborate mods out there, with the buffer amplifiers and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think probably leaving it like it is might be the thing to do. Although it's still odd to me that they used a triode there, without a buffer or anything between it. I know those are smart guys, and they had their reason for everything they did, but that one is one I haven't figured out yet. And I mentioned this, I know before when I was having all the resistor blow ups, but I know you're still using that relay in there, and that relay timing is important. I forget. I think the if I remember right, the high voltage has to come on and turn off before the low voltage. I think that's right. It's one way or the other, but I'll tell you, I had this. I've got this one Arc 5, which I'm convinced it was new, and I looked at the relay, and you could tell that at the factory they had bent a contact to force it to sequence correctly. It was clear that the contacts weren't equally spaced. But anyway, if you keep smoking relays or smoking those resistors, take a look at that relay and make sure that timing is right. As far as that link coupling, I believe the reason they did that, just my thoughts on it, but I think the reason it was done the way it was is to get an adequate amount of drive to the grids of those 1625s. I mean, with an oscillator, you can always get more power off of the grid than you can any other component, or any other element, I should say, in the tube. That's why, you look at BFOs and like that, they'll usually come right off of that grid. But you also run into problems with loading and all that sort of stuff. But I think that's the reason that they did that, was to get adequate amount of drive. Because that's not much of an oscillator to be driving the grids of two 1625s. I mean, it's basically a 6J5. That's, just a, fancy version of a 6J5, and they're driving the grids of two 1625s. So yeah. Anyway, and yeah, 30 dB. I think probably if a guy was getting on at night, talking to guys around the country and then working a little DX, 30 dB down would probably be acceptable, because there'd be so much other crap on the band, people wouldn't hear it. But, if you're getting on the air during the day or early afternoon talking to a guy 100 miles away, yeah, I think he'd hear your back wave for sure. So that's kind of, if it was 40 dB, boy, I'd say, yeah, that'll work. But 30 is kind of marginal, I'd have to say that. And Jim, I think you were correct. It's kind of like it is what it is. You can work on something. You can, try to modify something. You can build something, and you can make improvements up to a point, and then the improvements become so incremental that you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it all? And I think maybe that's kind of the bottom line with the Arc 5. Is it really worth it all? I mean, it's part of the character of the radio, and it is what it is. What else can you say? Yeah, Ricky. I mean, if you want to fire that thing up, go ahead and fire it up. And I don't know how much time you need. I should have warned you earlier, I guess, but I'll switch on the BFO here and take a listen to it. I'd be curious to hear what it sounds like. WA5TNY. This is WA5VGO. Is that right? Somehow, yeah, I guess that's right. Somehow I think we're leaving David out, but I think that's right. WA5TNY. This is WA5VGO.
Okay. WA5VGO, WA5TNY. Yeah, we can, how do we say this? We got such a big group today. I don't want to interrupt the roundtable. I need to get out of here anyway. So maybe tomorrow we can try to get on 5 or 10 minutes early and try it out before 3 if you're going to be around. Hopefully I'll be around, and we can take a look at that. But yeah, I think you're right. I've come to the conclusion that it is what it is. And they did a good job, and it was state of the art, and that's why DD there, and I think some people wanted to get out. Jim, why don't you go ahead and grab it there? I'll listen around for one more round or so, and we'll call it a day. WD5 JKO, WA5TN1.
Okay, WA5TNY, WD5JKO. Oh, Rick, I got an upcoming project. It'll be similar to what you did with your LD moss. I got the boards for a 1,000-watt board, but I'm going to use some transistors that we used to use at work when we were servicing the 3kW RF amps at the ISM frequency of 13.56 megahertz. Anyway, we had a whole bunch of those transistors that had a bad date code. Then the supplier said, "Don't even send them back. Just tell me how many you got," and they replaced them. So I kept the old ones. And anyway, they're IXYS, and two of those in parallel make 3kW output. So I got those. So the package is a little funky, but gonna try to work that in there and make me an amplifier and have a little fun. So I got a water-cooled heat sink. I got a pump. I got some 5-gallon water jugs and stuff. So, and I got a 100-volt, 10-amp regulated supply that is variable, 0 to 100. So I was going to start with that. But that'll be a project for the coming months. And hello there, Mr. Dewey. Hello, David. Big group. I'm going to make this my final. And say hello and goodbye to the new guys, and turn it to you there, Ben. It's what I've been doing since we started. W5JZ, WD5JKO. Take care.
Okay, Jim, we're fine. WD5JKO. And the crew, W5JZ. Well, 73, Jim. Been a pleasure chatting with you here this afternoon. And David, you're booming in here in real fine shape. Yeah, it's been a great afternoon for band conditions. Jim and Daryl and Rick are all 20 over here. And David, you're 10 over. And Dewey, you're S9. So, and I'm copying you, in fact, I'm copying everyone direct. So, no problem, just really great conditions. And we'll find Dewey on your vertical. Boy, sorry it got broke, but boy, wind and ice don't make a very good combination for sure. And actually, my 45-foot mast consists of a HF2V, okay, which is 33 feet. And then I'm putting a 15-foot bamboo spike on top of that, which gets me to 45 or so. And I'll use a real lightweight wire. There'll be a small pulley at the top. It won't be a metal one. It'll be a oh golly, can't think of the term at the moment. But anyway, it'll be an insulated pulley, very small, which will have a real light 20 gauge wire, and that'll run down the mast to a remotely tuned inductor to ground, and then from the top of the pulley down to the shack to a modified L network tuner, and that'll be just for 160. That's all I'm trying to achieve with that particular gear. But it should be workable. The fact that the antenna is grounded should give me a little bit of break as far as noise is concerned. It's not going to be a cure-all, but it'll certainly be an improvement over it being fed the other way around. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, fellas, it's been great. David, I hope that things are going as planned with the missus there, and that she's doing well. And your your R13 is an absolute jewel, sounding really good up here. So glad you're able to join us for a little bit. So everyone, 73, all the best. It's been most enjoyable. And look forward to hooking up with you guys tomorrow. And also, tomorrow evening is 80 meter time, so that'll be interesting as well. So here she comes, David, KA5IXE. And the crowd, W5JZ, saying 73, all the best, and I'll be listening out.
N5KND. W5,
This is KA5 IXE. Okay, Bill, yeah, sometimes the report, you got a good signal here in Wilson, Louisiana. These conditions were pretty good this afternoon, better than dry pumps have been on the net, so I'm not going to be on appreciate the not sure who to turn it over to yet. I think I heard a station in the background. Couldn't get the call. This is KA5IX.
I watched it about an hour long. They restored the Lockheed Constellation, and it was a personal transport of General Douglas MacArthur during the World War, between the Korean War, and it took many years to restore it. God, it's beautiful. It's polished on the bottom half, and what a beautiful airplane.
yeah, I've seen it.
See it, man, is that something?
Oh, I'm talking about the video. Yes, I've seen the video. I haven't seen the plane.
Well, I haven't seen it personally, but I mean, that was the video. I guess we probably watched the same video.
Yeah.
They did a heck of a job on it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful airplane. My aunt used to be a stewardess on one of those.
Who did?
My dad's sister.
Oh, really? On the TWA?
I Probably. She's deceased now, but when she hit in her 50s and 60s, me and her found out we liked to drink, and we drank together all the time. She told me a lot of stories.
Scary, huh?
No, but she's a very adventurous little lady. But that was one of her deals. She loved the Constellation.
I think it's one of the most beautiful airplanes out there. There's a lot of them out there, but man, that's hard to ignore that one.
It's pretty. My aunt, her name's Betty Joe, and she was a good-looking lady.
She was your aunt? Oh, no, that's not what you said.
Yeah, she was my aunt. I think I got that right. My dad's sister.
Yeah, okay. Your aunt, yeah.
Sit after W5HVO.
KI5WW.
And 5CWM.
KC5DD.
K0FCL.
Hello, Conrad.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello, Conrad.
Oh, Conrad. Tony?
Are you going to stay a while this time?
I hope so.
Sometimes you check in, but then you're gone.
I'm going to do other things. What? Legal. It's okay.
He's a busy man.
I think so.
Y'all done run him off.
Double?
What's the deal at there?
I would think, like a fleet dealer or something, they would want some trucks with just two-wheel drive.
Yeah, and even for these work trucks, because they're not getting out off the road, they would want four-wheel drive. I know they're supposedly safer, with all-wheel drive, and it's on all the time, that they're safer, but, they've got better traction, especially in the rear end, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not all-wheel drive. That's your off-road four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I think you can make it that way, but I'm not sure you can turn off the all-wheel drive. I'm not really sure how it works there.
Well, none of mine. I had two Ford trucks, and they were just four-wheel drive, and you only could use it off-road.
Oh, you didn't have an all-wheel mode. Well, they're actually advertised for the new ones, 24s is all-wheel drive now.
Okay.
K5 EBL.
K5 CYP.
W5 GED.
K5PL.
85 SK.
K5 DMN. They still making the Ford Ranger? Oh yeah, then they make that. Then they even make a smaller truck than that. Norm.
Yeah, they call it the Maverick.
Yeah, the Maverick.
Yeah, the Ranger is now classified as a mid-size.
Roger got one, a next door neighbor, and now I got his, and I tell you what, for the difference in price, it doesn't really make sense to get a smaller truck to me, and the gas mileage is not any better than mine.
Well, like yours is a hybrid, I think, didn't you say? But Tacoma I have gets 23 most of the time, even up to 25, and that's a little bit better than an F-150.
Yeah, I'm getting 23 all the time. I mean, I haven't reset it now for about 6 months, and that's what it's showing right now on the gas mileage. And I'm sure the hybrid helps that, but yeah, that's 3.5. It gets good gas mileage.
Yeah, that F-150 I had before I got the 250, it got about 16 at best.
So that was the 5.4 though, wasn't it?
No, it was a small V8, 4.6 V8.
Hey, Norm. Yes, sir. Well, even before my truck failed out or whatever, cratered or whatever, my wife said, if you're going to go up there, you're not driving that ridge line up there. So you need to take your Dodge in case you do get in an accident. You'll have a better chance of maybe surviving, because it's a bigger vehicle, Yeah.
So I was gonna take it anyway. Now I kind of have to.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you're saying that all Fords and everything are all four-wheel drive now?
That's what I understand. I'm going to probably go to the dealership on Thursday and confirm that. But from the Ford website, that's what I'm seeing. But when you try to make one, now I'm making a crew cab Lariat. That's what I've always gotten. And when I do that up, try to make one, it does not give two-wheel drive as an option. Four-wheel drive, just a better seller, I guess, and they just want to put all their money into that. Well, you know, when they put in the options, all the options that you normally wouldn't get in there, and then, you know, that's how you have to buy the truck. They're obviously making more money. It's actually hard to find a truck that just has bare minimum stuff. You have to order it special. Yeah, they don't want to sell you one either. It just has to be bare minimum. No. I had hell with that. I told them I just wanted a fleet type truck, a regular work truck. Nobody would want to sell me one. Yeah, that leaves you good to ordering one. I guess if you're no big hurry, you can do it that way, you know? Yeah. So far, I like this Toyota Tacoma, except for the fact that the entertainment center or the flat screen that's in there has a mind of its own, and sometimes just does the weirdest things. Well, I noticed mine. I guess you probably got the what do they call it, the Apple CarPlay stuff, and I'll have that radio turned off, and I'll get in there and start it up, and it'll connect the CarPlay and start playing a song. And why does it do that? Mine does it too. And this morning it just wouldn't connect to my phone at all. It took me half a trip to Waller to get it to even connect. I've had that problem with the Ford, so it must be an Apple problem there. Don't think I can figure, because that's all their stuff, you know. Yeah. Is yours hands free? You don't have to plug it in, do you? No, it uses Bluetooth, I guess. But it has a data port in an odd place. You have to know where to look. But you can plug the phone into that data/charge port, and you can play a phone like a guest mode from somebody else. But you have to pair it with your phone for normal use. Yeah, right. Yeah, the port does the same thing. You know, I'm not real crazy about that either, because I don't know about y'all, but I got these hearing aids, and they have a Bluetooth connection to my phone, and it will sometimes ring into my ear, and I don't really want it to. I want it to play it on my phone, but as soon as I get in the truck and turn the truck on, it automatically routes all the audio into my ears. Wow. Oh, that's strange. I usually will pick up in the truck audio. Yeah, I don't really like it, because I want the else to hear what's being said too.
Hey, where did you get your hearing aids?
Ordered them off the internet.
Are you satisfied?
Well, you know, I'm not sure yet. Better than nothing.
Was it over $5,000?
No, they cost $2,000.
Okay.
Well, you can't find any setting on your phone to turn that part of it off, huh? Well, there is settings, and I've changed them all about, tried different things, but it doesn't seem consistent. When I make a change, it doesn't always do what it says it's going to do.
I know every time Apple decides to do an upgrade, which is a lot recently, it seems like the settings that you make
kind of go away and it goes back to some default that they think's better for you, you know?
I think that's the main reason I lost that first hearing aid, because I have to pull them out of my ear and stick them in my pocket when I'm going down the road if I want to not play in my ear. And then when I somehow pulled out something in my pocket, I lost it.
Oh, well.
I got radio and Papa again. If you can just phonetically find that middle letter. Charlie. I believe that was Whiskey 1, Radio Charlie Papa. Yeah, copy that 5-2. You were about I'd say a 4 and 8 here in 2 Little Rock, Arkansas. US plus 7303 7303. Copy that 73. Thank you much. November 4, Romeo, November Oscar. Kilo November 4, Romeo, November Oscar. That's 5 and 7, 5 and 7 in the US 7303. Roger, take your 7303, you're 59 here in Georgia. Have a good one. Copy that. Thanks so much. Chris, to you. Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel India X-ray, going to keep up in the air. November 5, Sierra Lima Yankee. November 5, Sierra Lima Yankee. That's 5 and 8, 5 and 8 in the US 7303.
Yourself, thank you very much. You're 5 and 8 in Texas. Tango X-ray.
Thank you much, sir. Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel India X-ray, going to keep up on the air. US 7303.
Kilo Echo 5, Foxtrot Uniform, Papa.
Kilo Echo Station, coming in.
Kilo Echo 5, Foxtrot Uniform, Papa.
Kilo Echo 5, Foxtrot Uniform, Papa. You are 5 and 8 into US plus 7303.
Roger, you're 5 and 8 into North Texas. Thanks for being out there.
Copy that 5-8 North Texas. Thank you much. 7-3. Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel India X-ray. Call in to Park in the air.
This is Whiskey 5, Alpha Quebec, Charlie Hotel.
Charlie Hotel Station, stand by. I got Whiskey 5, Alpha Quebec.
QSL, you are 5x5 into North Texas. Take 3 activation, 7-3.
Copy that 5-5, 7-3, Charlie Hotel Station, come again.
This is Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Charlie Hotel, over.
Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Charlie Hotel. Got your log EQ now here in US plus 7303, and we're up Arkansas, 5 and 9, talking about.
Roger. I've got you 5-5 into North Texas, over.
Copy 5-5 North Texas, thank you very much, 7-3.
Thank you for activating 73.
Kilo Charlie 5, India Oscar Hotel. Kilo Charlie 5, India Oscar Hotel. Got 5 and 8, 5 and 8 in the US 7303. Thank you for dialing me around that.
I got you 5 and 7 in Percy, Arkansas.
Copy 5 and 7. I'll call you later on this evening.
Roger, roger.
Kilo Juliet 5 with India X-ray, calling 60 parts on the air, 4 US part 703. Kilo Mike December, India. 59, India, Bravo Lima. Papa Romeo, sorry about that. That's 5 and 8 on the meeting to US part 7303. That's the 573. Copy 571 from commercial contact name 73 Kilo Juliet 5 is that under X-ray.
That is so uncomfortable because I have tried to sleep on that stupid couch. And she turned around and said that she would prefer to go ahead and sleep on the couch instead of me struggling to pick her up out of the wheelchair and put her on.
Four things. KC4ETA, and I'm going to be clear. Okay, there was a double there. I'm not sure if all was still on there or not. Yeah, I was saying, keep me informed on your read. We may have to wait till after the net to talk about it. And what was the name of the book? The name of the book is Chicago Music Now.
Kilo Juliet 5, India Charlie Golf.
Kilo Juliet 5, India Charlie Golf. Good afternoon, 5-9.
QSL, you're 5-7, Houston, Texas.
Living in Houston, Texas, my friend, 73.
73.
The Kilo India 4, Kilo Mike 5-9. Thank you, sir. You are 5-9. You're doing a good job, man. 73 to you. 73 to you. I appreciate you. Just drive careful. Hello, CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. This is Whiskey 5, Whiskey Papa Sierra. Hello, CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. This is Whiskey 5, Whiskey Papa Sierra. Hello, CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. This is Whiskey 5, Whiskey Papa Sierra. Hello, CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Boy, 40 meters. That's noisy. Hello, CQ.
here. This is Whiskey 5, Whiskey 5.
La máxima, claro, también ya de repente empieza a descender un poco, ¿no? Pero no, nada que ver allá donde están ustedes. Sí, no es tanto, digo,
He's got other treasure that he never unraveled.
Say that he had that there were some strong hints that he put out there before he passed away. So I still think he's got other treasure hidden out there somewhere. Anyhow, yep, this guy, he said, yep, don't go digging around on public land. They're not hidden. We don't want you digging up, public land, making a scene by doing that. They're either out in the open or they're sort of hidden away, whatever that means. There you go. I was gonna make one comment here about the satellites going over. I saw the very first Sputnik that was put up. The Russians put up Sputnik 1. And I remember reading about it in the paper, when I was a teenager growing up back in Kentucky. And, or maybe it was on TV. But it had been seen, I guess right after it had been put up, going over. It had been seen up around the Louisville area, and I did some calculation, and I said, yep, being at Owensboro, I bet you this next day, if I get out there right after sunset, I might see it. Yep, sure enough, I did. Yep, it went across the sky, and it wasn't very big, but it was pretty bright, with the sunshine reflecting off of it. So definitely remember that. Yeah, I can imagine what you saw there with the space shuttle. Wow, that had to be quite a sight to see at your location. Alrighty, let me run it back to you there. So we'll see if you're going to go out treasure hunting for this stuff. $2 million. Don't forget, $2 million is I guess the total for the 5. As far as I can tell. Alright, back to you. NA4M, WA4ZSQ. Yeah, that would be very nice if you figured out that it was actually hidden there. Well, I think he mentioned in one of his interviews that he Kilo 3 Charlie CQ20 CQ20 Hotel Kilo 3 Charlie Hotel Kilo 3 Charlie calling and by. CQ
CQ, CQ20. CQ, CQ20, CQ20. CQ, CQ20. CQ, CQ20, CQ20. Hotel Kilo 3 Charlie. Hotel Kilo 3 Charlie. Calling and bye. CQ, CQ20. CQ, CQ20. CQ, CQ20, CQ20. CQ, CQ20, CQ20. Hotel Kilo 3 Charlie. Hotel Kilo 3 Charlie. Calling and bye.
November 8, Foxtrot Sierra, Mike.
November 8, Foxtrot Sierra, Mexico. Really big signal. Nice to hear you, Mark. Hope all is well. Name John, John. And my log says that our last USO was 9 years ago. It's a long time. Again, my name John. November 8, Fox Sugar Mike, HK3 Charlie.
HK3 Charlie from N8FSM. Very good, John. Yes, I know we've spoken before. I knew it's been a while. I hadn't checked the log there yet, but I hear you quite often, and you always have a big signal up here in West Virginia. And today is no different. You're 30 over.
Yeah, I was on the band, been on the band now for, I don't know, a little more than an hour and a half. And when I first started, Mark, boy, conditions were rough. I could hardly hear the guy in Florida, the guy in Georgia, the guy in New York. And I said, my glory, that'll serve me for not being on the air for about a month. And on 20 meters at least. And then all of a sudden, just like a light switch, conditions switched. And my buddy in Florida said, yeah, the conditions were lousy, but all of a sudden they come alive again. You're strong, you're loud. And I compliment you on the quality of your audio. Just outstanding. Really, really good. I'm using the Yaesu. Last time we spoke, I think I was using an ICOM. I'm now using a 101MP. Antenna's still the same. It's a hex beam about 50 feet up. And the amp is from Bulgaria, from ACOM. Anyway, thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Good to hear you. N8FSM, HK3 Charlie.
HK3 Charlie from N8FSM. Very good, John. Well, your audio is great, too. Your radio sounds good, as always. I'm not sure what radio I was using last time we spoke. Currently, here I have a 7300, like everybody else has. That's what I'm using at the moment. I've got the TDX 3000 sitting on the side here that I used for quite a while. Really like it, but playing with this ICOM here for a while and see how that goes. Running high gain TH7, same antenna. Was on the last time we spoke, I'm sure, because it's been up there probably close to 30 years. Got a new Opti beam still in the box that I'm going to put up after the snow clears out and the weather warms up. Looking forward to that, and hopefully that'll help out a little bit. The old TH7 has been a great antenna. It was back before the MFJ days. Not that that's a bad thing, but it was one of the original high gains, and the only thing I've had to do to it over the years is replace the Ballon. Other than that, it's been phenomenal and it still works great, but I just wanted to get the work bands in because obviously it doesn't have that. So that's the latest up here, John.
Super. Congratulations on the OptiBeam. Tom makes a great product. I had the OB10, the one that did 20 meters and 17 meters and 15 meters. OB7-3W, something like that. I bought it here, and Rosie and I decided to move back to Canada. I took it with me, and then we decided to come back here, and I sold it. I never put it up, but I did open the box, and man, well built or what. So congratulations on the new OptiBeam. And I used to have a Commander, by the way, when Rosie and I moved up. Before moving up to Canada, I ordered an OM, a Commander 2500 HD.
The one that has a pulse tube, so 3PCX 800As with the high voltage. That amplifier is now in South Korea. But anyway, it made a lot of noise. Yeah, it was a loud amplifier from a noise point of view. I preferred the Alpha 87A much more. Anyway, well, very, very nice, and congratulations. I hope the snow goes away soon. I can feel the desire to get that new OptiBeam up in the air pronto, and I look forward to speaking with you after you have it up to get your impressions. I know that you'll be happy with it. I really do. Amp here, by the way, is an ACOM 2100, and the previous ACOM I had, the 1000, is back in its box. It's in mint condition, and I'm keeping it for spare. I just decided I didn't want to let it go. I don't collect equipment. I've had lots of it. I, kind of try new and sell it off and try something else and sell it off. But I just didn't feel like I wanted to let the ACOM 1000 go. It's such a beautiful box and so quiet. The 2100 has been trouble-free since I changed the transformer and changed the vacuum relay. Those are two known problems for ACOM 2100s, by the way. So take that in note. Anyway, this one has been running perfectly for the last couple of years since I did that. The factory, the people in Bulgaria were very, very responsive, and they knew what was the problem. It's called COVID, the supply chain during COVID. Anyway, good night, Mark, and thank you much. Congrats, and appreciate hearing from you. Thanks for answering my CQ. N8 Fox Sugar Mike, HK3 Charlie.
HK3C from N8FSM. Very good, John. Yeah, running, forgot to mention it, they're running at the moment the Command 2500 here. Had it for a while. It does use those two 36800s like you spoke about. Great amp. I love this amp. I've got an Alpha 8410, and it's a nice amp too, but I much prefer this old Command. I'll tell you that. But yeah, very good on the ACOM. I've heard nothing but good comments about the ACOM. They're a great amp. There's no question about that. So can't blame you for hanging on to that thing. So okay, 73s. Good to meet you again, and hopefully we'll do it again sometime. HK3C from NHFSM 73s.
Mark, thank you. And I was neglectful in not mentioning your audio. Super, super, super. Every 7300 I've ever heard sounds like $1 million, and yours is no exception. Good night. Take care.
Well, thank you for that. I've wondered about the audio. I tweak it a little bit every now and then, and waiting to hear comments. So it's good to hear that maybe I have it close to where it should be. 73s, John.
It's excellent, Mark. It's really, really nice. Thanks a lot. Good night. Who's the station ending Victoria? Victoria? The Germany, Mexico 0. Germany, Mexico 0. Come again? Yep, there's 3 or 4 stations at the same time. Can we say Germany, Mexico 0? Germany Mike 0, Oscar Queen Victor. Hi, Ian. Happy New Year to you. Our last cue was way back in October, even before Halloween. You were telling me about your new granddaughter, 5 months old at that time. And by now she's walking, I'm sure. It's really lovely to hear you. I've moved the antenna ever so slightly towards you. I hope this is better. Lovely to hear you, and thank you very, very much for finding me tonight, Ian. GM0OQV, HK3 Charlie.
está la casa. Acá como a medio del terreno y ahí quedó el cuadro. Tú tomas y no se miran ni nada. Pues nomás tiene como unos, ¿qué será? Unos 28 pies, no llega a los 30.
And they don't do every neighborhood unless your neighborhood has its own little government like ours. So anyway, it's I do feel for those people because there are times when the roads do get awful, and if there's no plowing done, and well, of course this time, not only did we have the snow and the ice, and then snow on top of that, we had and some rain in there. We had a bitter cold that lasted for like days and days, maybe over a week. And we're finally out of that now. We're finally out of the cold. We're back up into the 40s today. So I'm glad that cold snap is over.
East Kansas. QSL, got it, Gary. Thank you, and enjoy.
Appreciate it. Sounds great. This is TV9
November 8, Victor X-Ray Romeo.
November 8, Victor X-Ray Romeo. I have you for 5721067. Over. Roger, I'm ready.
And stuff like that. Get ready for spring, Jim. 73s, and thank you for running the net. Good to hear you. KH6JRC, WA4DCP. Good night. Aloha, Jim. It's always good.
Whiskey Hotel Victor. Yeah, USL, Whiskey Hotel 6, Fox Zulu Yankee. We worked yesterday. Today you're 5 and 5. I appreciate you bringing Washington, my friend, and thanks for getting in the log again. 7-3, Whiskey 1, golf, uniform. Alpha, Mike Alpha. Whiskey, Delta, Zero, Alpha, Mike Alpha. Whiskey, Delta, Zero, Alpha, Mike Alpha. 5-9. Yeah, you're 5-9 plus Iowa, Italy Alpha. Got the 5-9 from Iowa, thanks for tonight. You won. November 1. Echo Charlie Tango. The Bravo 1. Was it Bravo 1? November 1. Go ahead. Hey, Gary. November 1, Echo Charlie Tango. 5-7. Got the 5-9. Thanks for Rhode Island, my friend. Thanks for the hunt tonight and your bases. 7-3. Whiskey 1, golf, uniform.
November 8, come back 4, India, Victor Bravo.
Kilo, Quebec 4, India.
India, Victor Bravo.
Kilo, Quebec 4, India, Victor Bravo, 5 and 7.
Have your nice 5-9, that's the middle of Georgia, golf Alpha.
Got the 5-9 into middle Georgia, and appreciate that report. 7-3.
7-3.
Whiskey 1, golf, uniform. Kilo, golf 7. Kilo, Charlie 7. India, Lima, X-ray, 5-9. Got the 5-5 into Arizona. Appreciate the hunt tonight. Whiskey 4, Fox, India. Whiskey 4, Foxtrot, India, Romeo / AG. I'm going to send a 5 and 7. Got the 5-7 back from Kentucky. Hey, it's a hard test, my friend, and congratulations. 73, and I hope you get the photo box. W1GUU, Jordan. Kilo Charlie 8, India, Quebec, over the top of everybody, 5-9. Got the 5-9 from Mike India, thanks for hunting. W1GUU at US 7427, Kansas, Georgia. Whiskey uniform 8 Echo. The whiskey with the 4 in it. Whiskey uniform. Go ahead. Whiskey uniform 8 Echo. You are 5-9 Ohio. Whiskey uniform 8 Echo. Nothing to 5-9 from Ohio. We worked yesterday, and good to get you again. 5-9 both ways. USL. Very good. 5-9 Ohio. Hold on. Enjoy. Hold on. W1GUU. The sun is low in the sky, and it was a perfect day here in Kansas. Georgia.
Kilo, Bravo 0, Delta Oscar, Delta.
Major Kilo X-ray. Yeah, the whiskey X-ray. Well, you went real fast. Was the Kilo 1 Whiskey Alpha X-ray? Kilo 1 Sugar X-ray. I'm getting it. Kilo 1 Sugar Whiskey X-ray, right? Wow, that was harder than it needed to be. 5 and 7. Got the 5-9 and Mike Alpha. Thanks for the flowers. Appreciate the hunt. W1GUU, Georgia. Kilo Bravo
Kilowatt
Zero,
Golf
Delta
5
Delta.
Echo Golf.
Was it a one station with golf? Go ahead, Mark. Kilo Golf 5 Echo Hotel Lima at US 7124. I'm going to send a 5 and 7 signal report from US 7427. 73. Thank you for the 5-9 and the Mark. W1GUU, Georgia.
Kilo Bravo Zero.
Kilowatt Golf 5 Echo Golf.
Kilo Bravo Zero.
Kilo Bravo Zero, Delta Oscar Delta.
Kilo Bravo Zero, Delta Oscar Delta 5-9. Thanks for the 5-9, Missouri. W1GUU, Georgia.
Kilowatt Golf 5 Echo Golf.
Kilo Golf 5, Echo Golf 5-9.
QSL, you're also 59 here in Illinois.
Got the 5-9. You're almost plus 20 with great audio. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, 73. Have fun.
73. W1GUU, Georgia. Was it November 6th?
Kilowatt 9, Kilowatt United Delta.
November 6th, Delta Papa Oscar. I'm going to send a 5 and 6 your way. Got the 5-7 into San Jose. Thanks, Douglas. Appreciate you, honey. This is Whiskey 1 Golf, uniform. Georgia.
Kilo November 4, Victor, Kilo
Kilo
X-ray.
Bravo 4 Lima. Kilo Bravo 4 Lima. Sierra, 5-7 your way. Got the 5-7 both ways. Sierra Charlie, thanks for your patience and thanks for hunting tonight. W1GUU, Georgia. The November Kilo. November station. November 6th, Golf Charlie, you'll be 5-9. Got the 5-9 Oregon. Thanks for the hunt. Thanks for bringing Oregon tonight. W1GUU at 7427 Kansas. Your sense. The Kilo Zero station. Was there a Kilo Zero?
Kilo Charlie 9, November Alpha Papa.
Kilo Charlie 9, November Alpha Papa. Send you 5-9.
5-9, Indiana, operator from have a great night.
Thanks, my friend. Thanks for Indiana. Was there a zero station, zero only?
No, Romeo Juliet Whiskey.
Kilo Zero Romeo Juliet Whiskey. QSL?
Roger, 5-9 Minnesota.
Got the 5-9 both ways. Great signal. Thanks for your patience.
November Echo 1 Delta.
November Echo 1 Delta, about a 4x4. Got the 5-5 Mike Alpha, and thanks for hunting. W1GUU, Jordan. The Whiskey Zero station.
Kilo 7 Zulu Quebec. I have you 599, my 3 bucks. And I also have a second a second operator. So I'm going to send you over to him, and both of you guys can work out.
Kilo 7 Zulu Quebec from November 0, Ocean, Italy. You're 5-9 in South Dakota. Roger, you're 5-9 in South Dakota and 7-3.
First operator is Whiskey 0 Kilo Alpha Lima. Whiskey 0 kilowatts and liquor. Thank you very much. It's 73. Do I have any other parks? Any parks come out? Echo Hotel Lima, go ahead. Copy 7124. Do you have my 3 bus numbers? The second bus is 4572. Third bus is 0675. All right. Stand by for a second. I'm starting to get a little angry. Over. We'll let you get us that piece of beef there. That looks good. Yeah, I just had up at the Winn-Dixie. I bought 2 of them. They were $6.99 a pound, so it was well worth it. Anyway, we'll be listening. Good evening to everybody on the net. KB0LTTV, the K3AVR remote. All right, Larry, very good. Good to have you in this evening. Okay, well, let's see. We're at the bottom of the list again. Anyone else out there for the evening station of Spiderweb Net? Well, that's really nice. Somebody tuning up right on top of us. Okay, anyone for the Spiderweb Net? Kilo 4, radio, Whiskey Echo, listening. All right, let's get Bob back in here. What kind of bread did you bake there, Bob? MP2NC? Oh, yeah, air dude.
Well, that's cool. I don't get to be the first very often. So that's good. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, especially as you get more comfortable with it. I've been at it. I got my novice license in December of 1965. So we're pushing 59 years. So actually 60 years at the end of this year. So yeah, we're getting up there. Age here is 76. We're retired now after 23 years in the Air Force and 19 at the University of California. For Italian finance folks out there. So what are you using for a radio and antenna, sir? Well, that's a good starting radio, the 991A. That gets you not only UHF, but the VHF and UHF on there too. Well, again, glad to hear you on the air there, Mike. The radio on this end is an ICOM, the 7610, and the antenna is a Mosley mini beam, shortened beam, 2 meters on 2 elements. 10, 15, and 20, and it's got a dipole for 12 and 17. So we got all the bands covered there. So we are running a bit of power here as well. We're running close to 600 watts. We've got an ACOM 600 amp, which is a solid state amp, to boost the power out there a bit. And route that through a Mercury tuner. Right now. We don't usually put it on unless the SWR gets over 2 to 1. So anyway, that's what we're running here. So I'm sure you're going to have as much fun with the same radio as I have. Especially while I was in the Air Force, carrying it around all over the state. I've operated out of not only California, but Oklahoma, Colorado, Alabama, and Korea. And I had 3 different assignments here in California, so it's been a fun all the way there, Nathan. KE0 SSF. This is WB6 ZZ1. November 1, uniform. Action. November 1, uniform, America, Italy. Italy is the last letter. No, not Yankee. No, negative Yankee. November 1, United America, Italy. Italy is the last letter. No, X-ray. Italy, India, Italy. Yes, QSL, you got it there, Paulo. You're sounding good here in Southern Connecticut. This is Sam, Sierra Alpha Mike. Sam is the name, and you're 5 and 9 here. 5 and 9 plus 10 even. Oh, Roger there, Paulo. You sounded really, really good up here in Southern Connecticut. So you have fun on the band. 10 meters sounds like it's open really good to the south.
Sausage making, and I've got so many things that can absorb my little pocket change that I've just got to slow down a little bit, not be quite as impulsive as I used to be. Driver. It's a gas. It's a 454 and a turbo 400 in it. So it's on an old P30 chassis, kind of like a UPS truck chassis. So parts and everything are still relatively easy to get a hold to, except for the RV stuff. You end up having to adapt it to more modern stuff if something breaks on it. Yeah, I'll copy that. I'll send you pictures of mine. I've got basically an overlanding. It's basically a queen size bed on wheels, and it's designed for dispersed camping, off grid. I've got batteries, solar panels, all that stuff. Tankless water heater, propane tank, water tank, et cetera. But we're kind of thinking about selling my truck and my camper and just getting a Sprinter van or something, and kind of decking that thing out. And I say Sprinter van, probably more like a Ford Transit. The Sprinter vans, my brother owns one, and I think they're overpriced for what you get. Just getting that star on the front bumper, but comes with a huge cost. Yeah, right now everything's got a used cost. One of the guys at work, who I tell him he needs to buy a TV because he has 9 children. Several of them are adopted, but still got 9 kids that he has to take care of. So their family vehicle is a 15-passenger van, and it's getting to the end of its life cycle. And he's been looking at Sprinters and Transits, and he is just telling me some of the prices these things got on them. It's just regular vans with seats in them, and upwards of $80,000. That just blows me away. Yeah, copy that. I was looking at getting out of the 3, it's a longer conversation, but for me and what I want to do, the Ford Transit seems to be the best fit. It's the most reasonable price. You can get a stripped down, van with nothing in the back of it, like a delivery van, for about $60,000 to $70,000 or something. And then you kind of build out the backspace like you want it with a bathroom and all that. But a couple of quick things. Long story, I'll try and keep it short. But the Mercedes, aside from the cost, not every Mercedes dealer can work on those Sprinter vans. My brother found that out the hard way when he moved to Wyoming. He's got to drive like 3 hours to the nearest dealership that can work on his van. And same thing with the Dodge ProMaster. It's a front-wheel drive van, and not every Dodge dealership can work on those. Whereas the Ford Transit, for me at least, and what I want to do is the best fit. It's all-wheel drive and not true four-wheel drive, but pretty much any Ford mechanic on the planet can work on those. But anyhow, we're still at the Valley decision, but that's kind of what we're leaning towards now. And my brother works for Praxair. Well, I guess they went back to the Lindy name now, but he's a field service tech, and he run a Sprinter for years and years, and had good luck out of it until it got towards the end of its life. And then whenever that happened, he run into that same situation where whenever it broke down, he couldn't get it worked on. And he covered everything north of I-10 in Louisiana, everything east of pretty much the Dallas line down 45, all of Arkansas, part of Missouri, southeast Oklahoma, and west Mississippi. So he put a lot of miles on it. And later in life, whenever it started breaking down, it really started causing them some heartache. Yeah, I copy that. I know my brother's had theirs for probably 4 years now, and I think they've got about 100,000 miles on this thing. I mean, even when they lived here in Texas, because they moved to Wyoming like 2 years ago, but yeah, they made trips to Mexico, Canada, Sturgis. They went to Big Bend probably about 10 times and all that. They actually use their van. I mean, they live out of it. It's got 2 sets of Tesla-grade batteries and, big, huge fuel tanks. Got a 1-ton diesel in it with a lift and big old, I think, like 34-inch tires on it. And, or not 34, maybe 30s. I can't remember. But anyhow, yeah, they go off-roading and they get out in the middle of the woods, 30 miles away from civilization. And they love it, but it does come at a cost. They've had a lot of problems with it. And yeah, he's probably got $250,000 into that thing with all the upgrades and all the stuff he's done to it over the past 4 years. That's a bad thing about hobbies. You spend a whole butt ton of money on them trying to get them the way that you want it, and then when you get them wore out, you can't hardly get even a portion of what you got into them out of it. But you better hope that all of that money